Good morning, everybody. It is a Saturday. I did have to look at the calendar this morning. Heidi Foy with Bullfrog Creatives presenting the NFR Hangover. Listen, you guys, season 2, I don't even know what episode because I'm only working off of what the round it is. Round 9 wrap up. So before we go to our fancy stuff and bring our guests on, of course, we want to give a shout out to Cinch Jeans and Shirts. It's a little harder to say this morning. Lead, don't follow. And so Con Williams Art Studio has vacated. They have left the building. They have finished their last day there at the Working Ranch Expo and are headed back to Montana. Hopefully it's not snowy and windy there like it is here. But again, if you guys miss them there in Vegas, check out conwilliams.com. And also they have a Facebook page that is got some new pictures and stuff posted on it. And don't forget, scroll down. It's kind of way down, so I better share it again. But we have an opportunity to help with the naming of one of his new art pieces. So scroll down, check out that art piece, and drop your name idea in the comments. And then we'll have an announcement around that probably, well, after the NFR for sure. So stay tuned. There's lots of magical things going on at the NFR this year. We'll talk about it in just a little bit. Good morning, boys.
Morning.
Man. Tony, you're alive. Hey. It's so good to have you back.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
I'm not going to say anything today. I'm just going to let Tony do it all. I sucked so bad at it yesterday.
You did
my
good.
Gosh, we struggled. We were on the struggle bus yesterday with like stats and all the good things. So I'm bouncing back and forth. I don't even know where I go. Is not like, I don't think I'm on the right place.
What's funny is I clicked on when I finally woke up and you guys were talking about the team rope. And then I heard Jimbo go, "We need Tony. He's like our Steve Kenyon. He's a statistician." That's when I typed in there about the team ropers having 16.4 seconds to win the average or set the arena record. So
yeah, we missed you.
Well, I appreciate it. I see it. Tell my wife I'm loved. See, she's not watching.
I don't blame her. I hope she's still in bed.
She is.
All right. Well, so I would say last night was my favorite opening. That little girl hauling butt on that pony around that arena. That was hilarious.
That was class. That was so cool. My wife goes, "They need to have all the grand entries without just little kids on ponies. It'd be more fun to watch and less out of control." I'm like, good point.
Well, that's true.
I was actually contacted. I don't know how many years ago it was. When Jalen was pretty young, and we had this pony. A lot of people knew we had this little pony named Fire that Jalen rode, and they were looking for a young boy that kind of fit that age group to carry the flag in. And I was like, cool. "Oh man, I would love that, but he ain't gonna do it."
Ponies are ornery. Well, the best part is when, soon as I got done singing the national anthem, like, whew, she gave him the onion and out they went.
What I was thinking is they're doing their lap around the arena with the flag, and I'm thinking that poor pony's gonna trip in the hoof prints of the big horses. Oh
yeah, and then, you could see when they stopped and came in close, like she was breathing hard, he was breathing hard, like they were done.
Oh, that was funny.
Anyway, that was my favorite. And I did like that song last night.
Yes, Jamie Johnson, should have seated in color. That was pretty cool.
That was a good
one. When it first started, I'm like, really? But then Jayden, he's sitting over here going, I like this song. And yeah. I've seen a lot of good comments about it. I have tonight's song pulled up for I heard what they're playing tonight to get them pumped.
Oh, geez.
Being Jeff Pope is doing so well in the barrack riding and barrack riding's first event.
That's a good pump up song. That'll get him going.
That's the Kansas State song. Did y'all know that?
No.
Yeah, where the buffalo roam, or give me a home, whatever. It's home on the range. That's what it's called.
Or the buffalo roam. I mean, it's all good.
Whatever.
And tomorrow morning, I have a prayer lined up for tomorrow morning.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's Bob Tallman's prayer from Red Bluff some time ago.
Nice.
Reproduced by Justin C. Rumford. So we will have that prayer.
Awesome.
Have you heard that prayer, Heidi?
I'm sure I have, but maybe not.
You haven't. So there's a teaser for tomorrow.
Oh, geez.
Okay, Tony, who's going to win the bareback riding? That's going to be interesting. They're pretty well tied.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're 2 points. Jess is 2 points behind Casey. So that's that. Cole Franks, he's down there about 9 points behind them. So I mean, it's going to be between Casey and Jess, and who's got the better horse? What do we have drawn? Let's see what they've got drawn for round 10 here.
Well, you're looking at that. I don't know if you guys saw like right at the pregame when Jeff and Butch were doing their intro, and they kind of followed Casey down the hallway into the bareback riders,
right?
Whatever dressing room, and they were talking and going on with their spiel, and then Casey popped his head back out of the locker room and was like, waving. I was like, oh my gosh, he's got the biggest personality. That I feel like this is the first year we've really seen that.
Yeah. Okay.
He's always had a personality.
We just never got to see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but we didn't ever see it here on the couch. So
So Casey Fields got New Scarlet of Pickett Pro Rodeo, and Jess Pope's got Gunfire of Frontier Rodeo. So yeah. All right, Jim Boy. You know more about it than I do.
Yeah, you know about the horses.
Well, if you draw a Pickett horse, I don't care what round it's in, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But that Gunfire, he's kind of special, and this is Gunfire set up. I don't think Gunfire, in my opinion, is really as good as a lot of people might say is in an outdoor pen, big outdoor pen. I think it's, and I just have my own little personal deals. He's still a great horse. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I say, I'm just going to say this is his setup. It's going to look really good. But like I say, when you get a Pickett horse, it's going to be great, especially in this round. So it's going to come down to what's their money difference right now.
The money difference. Let me take a look at that here. I got that somewhere. I know. I think it's like 30-some thousand is what the
that Casey has on Jess.
Casey has on it because they're projecting Casey to be the world champion, but right now, here it is, bareback riding. Casey's got 280,000 essentially, 279,912. Jesse's got 244. So 40,000. I mean, shoot, he's got about 35,000 on him. So
I'm going to say Casey's, unless he falls off, he's going to have to. He's going to have pretty much fall off.
Yeah, I think Casey's going to be your world champion. I think it's going to come down to tonight's ride though for your average, and both those guys are riding outstanding. I know what I've kind of seen a little bit is, and I hate saying it because I don't feel it, I don't see it, but there's getting to be a little Casey Field fatigue out there in Facebook land. And just people saying, he's not, 87.5 on a hopper. Well, he made it look like a hopper. Doesn't, I think
doesn't mean that he was.
Yeah. So, but I think Casey Fields to me is the best there probably ever was, and is right now. Jess Pope is a young gun, and he's going to be there for a long time, and he's ascending. But Casey doesn't look like he's backing off. But it's going to come down. It's one horse battle for your NFR average champion. All I know is Jess Pope really likes this December deal at the NFR. It doesn't matter if it's Arlington or Vegas, because you know, 2 years in a row, he's had phenomenal Decembers. So it's pretty cool to see.
Well, Jess, he used to come to our bareback ride in our Bronx school here in January that I host every year, and you could tell even back then, you know, he had he had a lot of things to work on, and but he had the mechanics going. We got a good start here, and I even had him come back and help with the school as an instructor. So we knew he was going to do well. And
he was the real deal, yeah.
And I think a lot of people think it's pretty cool how he run his hand in the rigging the other night with both feet on one side horse, and that horse was mashing him on the gate. So that's pretty cool. So,
well, so you know, you mentioned that. I was watching a little closer last night after you mentioned that. There was, I don't even remember who it was at this point, but he had both of his feet up on the chute, putting his hand in. He didn't even have his feet down.
Well, they'll have their feet down initially, but before they call for them, then that's when they slide up underneath that rigging and really get their feet up there on the gate to get up underneath things. But when they initially start, they'll have their legs down. But yeah, it's going to be, you know, the good horses are out. And it'll be good watching, and there'll be
well down to tonight.
Drama.
Man, I do have to give a shout out to Reiner. You know, he's not in the world race, but he has had a really, really consistent week this week.
Yeah, he's rode good all week, and Cole Franks is another one that's rode outstanding this week. So, I
mean, all of them. I don't know. It's been a good week for a lot of people.
Well, you know, they say bareback riding is the one event where numbers are down, but the ones that they have entered, the guys they have entered, it's in good hands with the group that they have in there now. The future looks great with these young cowboys and the bareback riding. We just need to get more numbers, you know, get the numbers up in high school and college rodeo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. The high school there in Garden City, I keep trying to find some athletic kid that isn't going to go on and wrestling or something like that.
Right.
Got the bareback rider. We had a little deal the other day at the college called Exploration Day, and this young man, he'd come through the ag department there, and I looked at him and I said, "You rodeo?" "Well, I don't know." I'm like, "You've got the right build to be a bareback rider. Let's visit." And he said something about bull riding. I said, No.
Oh.
So we'll see.
Well, so little off topic here, but when is your school? I mean, don't you have one January, February?
Yeah, it's either the 3rd or 4th week of January. I don't actually have it in stone yet.
Gotcha.
One of my instructors is kind of like getting a hold of Luke, I think, kind of Luke nailed down. So I'm having difficulty, you know, getting it scheduled, but I'm not advertising it a whole lot because I took more. I took more than I should have last year. We were full. It was a big school last year.
Yeah.
I think we had 40 total. Riding.
Wow.
And so this year it's kind of word of mouth. It's kind of the ones, you know, if you've been before, you're welcome back, and anybody else that I've been kind of talking to, but I haven't just really thrown it out there in Facebook land. So if you're listening now, contact me and we'll keep in touch.
Whoops.
I do need to get the date figured out. I'm fixing to just make a executive decision and roll with it. So
yeah.
So all right.
Bulldogging.
Was the bulldogging when they showed the baseball player there? Yeah, because Luke made a comment.
Yeah.
Him falling.
Yeah, because he was yawning.
I'm like, okay.
They need to have Big Will Loomis go up there and whack him upside the head, wake him up. Don't fall asleep during the bulldog.
It always cracks me up when we do that at the NFR. You think at the baseball games, you think during the World Series they're going to show
Will Loomis?
You know, I'd seen some bull riders at a baseball game the other day where they went Clayton Sellers and maybe Sage or somebody, I don't know.
Yeah.
Rider. You think they put that on TV that, hey, here's some rodeo guys at the baseball game?
Hey, here's the Dodger game. We got Clayton Sellers and Dawson Hay. No, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah. Who else have we saw? Who else have they pointed out? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They haven't had the actor from Grey's Anatomy yet. I haven't seen him. The team roper. They haven't had it. They usually have him.
The doctor.
Luke just got a picture.
Yeah, James Pickens.
Yes.
Yeah, they haven't put him on yet.
That's tonight. They're saving the big name for later in the week.
But anyhow, so did Luke really get his wife into the carpenter jeans?
Yeah, I just saw on Instagram he did. He did. He got her into a pair.
Listen, and she makes that shit look good.
You ain't
I can't believe
carpenters.
I can't believe she caved and did it.
That's one thing. This one thing my wife, as soon as I lost weight and stuff, because I've worn nothing but carpenter jeans since 2004. She got rid of every one of them, and she's not buying me smaller. She goes, no, you can wear no more. You're not wearing carpenter jeans ever again.
So what about a 4-man split in the steer wrestling? How about that?
The 4-man split, and then we already seen somebody get hurt in the grand entry, and then the Bulldoggers get on double, and Wags, he comes off right at the first lap. That horse will have no part of it, so he just hot foots it around on foot out that gate, runs.
That dude can run fast.
Waiting for the interview, but I tell you what, that run right there for Vegas Pack last night. Even though Will's still winning the average and placing the round last night, it's projecting Wags to be your world champion right now. It's going to come down. It's coming down to one run, like they say right there. Right now, the world standings has Wags with 217,508. Tally's got 217,391. Will's back there at 167.6, and he's fourth. But that 70,000 in the average is going to play huge.
Mm-hmm.
But in the rankings, I think Will's winning it. Tristan Martin's second. Wags is fourth, and you take that barrier off of Wags, and he's running away with this average right now. And he broke that barrier in round number 2.
My heart just sunk for Jacob Talley last night.
Yeah, that took you completely out of the chance to win the gold buckle.
Well, and I mean, he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He knew that he really needed the round money, and that's hard.
He just, and he went at him like he needed to. It just did, the barrier got him. So,
yep.
But
so
I tell
at
you
this
what,
level, I know I've talked about this, and I've heard other people talk about it. Do you have them retie the string? Like, if you know that everybody's running at that barrier and it's been pulled on a little bit, do you have them retie it?
I think they retie it every run. Don't they, Jim Boy, there at the finals?
Well, Matt Reeves told us on here last year that they do it every 2 or 3 or 4 runs, something like that. Anyhow, because we talked about that. Asking you can ask, and I think it's still even there. Which I don't know. There's different rules due to production.
Yeah.
We seen that last night, which we'll talk about. But they tie it. I think every 2 or 3 or 4 anyhow.
Okay.
So, one thing, and we'll hang on to that for a little bit. What about so Montana Silversmith? Do they all get a buckle, right?
They all get a buckle, but they may, they'll get on stage and they'll flip a coin or figure out who gets it.
Who gets it?
And then the other ones, they'll get it probably in a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, just depends.
Now, is Montana Silversmith? I thought I heard something here in the last year or two where they weren't going to provide them extra buckles, and I don't know if the South Point has picked up that expense or who, but
I'm not sure.
Used to Montana Silversmith just kind of ate it, but I think that changed. I'm sure once or somehow,
They may charge you Cowboys. If you want a buckle, hey, you got to pay for it. I mean, which I don't know for sure, but
I don't know.
I know they.
Well, that sucks.
But I know everybody will get a buckle or should get a buckle, I guess.
Did you watch the buckle presentation yet, Heidi?
I watched a little bit of it. I think I went dang little. I think I was done after the steer wrestling.
Did you watch them last night from last night's though? Did you
Mhm.
see Rhino? The one that talked about Jesse Brown's run?
Yes.
Okay, so you've heard us talk about him before, right? That he's
I don't know.
he's the handicap guy that, or
Yeah.
well, he may not appreciate me using that word, but you know, he's the guy. I can't. Is it MS? I think he has, but he goes around with all them bull loggers. He's the one that, I think some calf roper or team roper somewhere at a slack was kind of was getting in his face, and he told him, he says, "Well, that's fine. You can whip me if you want, but there's several bull loggers standing behind you. It's going to kill you if you touch me." You know. But he used to haul with a lot of the guys from around Oklahoma and whatnot, and I think this summer he was in with the Canadians a bunch. I think he was in with Gunther and Cassidy a bunch, but Jesse Brown took him up there last night on stage and had him talk about
thought it
his.
was pretty cool.
And he can talk a little better than that. I think he might have been in the sauce a little bit, but not as much as John Franzen the other night with Wade Sundell, but
weird.
But no, that's old Rhino. That's who Taylor said was probably going to ride home with her when she mentioned Rhino.
Oh, gotcha. So. He had to stick around.
Yeah, well, he ain't gonna leave before the party's over. Up there. But
he's gonna be the one that flips the lights off of Vegas when he leaves.
Yeah. But he does tell them bull loggers, you know, he'll get in their butts. He'll tell them when they should be doing better.
Well, so we talked about this last year. Like the brotherhood of the steer wrestling event is so strong, and for that dude to kind of be in that, I don't know, in that jam, in that clique, just kind of shows you that how much they look out for one another.
No, he's in the fold with them, and you know and from experience of seeing it with Luke, you know, for 20 some years, there is not a closer group of guys out there rodeoing. And I mean, they've got each other's backs, and it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What do we team roping?
Woo! Now Coleman Proctor, he made a prediction. He won the round on Tough Enough to Wear Pink night. He had his CSI saddle pad, and they were auctioning it off. You know, it was a special one for Tough Enough to Wear Pink. I think he went and bought it back because he said, "I'm going to ride it again," and he rode it last night and won the round. So I have a feeling he may not. He may keep that pad, but yeah, 3 and 5, and you know, and then Cody Snow and Wesley Thorpe, who have been snake bit all week, they're 3-5, split the round. Driggers and Nagara 3-9, split third with Clint Summers, Ross Ashford. Then Rindershard and Jeremy Bueller 4-3, Begain Minor 4-4, Clay Try and Jake Long 4-4. I mean, it was a fast round last night, but the real, you know, this is going to come down to a one-header. I think it's going to be Driggers and Nagara that they rope one more, they're going to win the world. But the cool thing in the team roping is we've got a record that's since 1994, Jake and Clay's average record, and Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins have 10.8 seconds tonight to go out there and rope their final steer to set the new NFR Arena record. So,
oh my goodness,
they were 5-6 last night. They had a 16-3 coming in, 5-6. I mean, steer tried a little bit last night, and Andrew got him around the neck, and Buddy just ate him up right there on a big nasty hop. So, I mean, there's drama in that you know factor. And the way I look at it, I mean, you want to talk about pressure. I mean, all you got to do is rope one more steer in under 10.8 seconds to set the new NFR record that's held by the legends Jake and Clay. How do you think sleeping last night and getting, you know, through today's going to be, you know? So it's going to be fun watching. They should be out. I don't know how they'll run. I know they run it in the world title order. So Andrew and Buddy should be out towards the middle of the team roping. So that'll be good watching. But I also remember, I think it was Luke Brown. This is probably 2012-13. Same deal that he and his partner had a shot they were fixing on obliterating the record and came across and waved it off one. So, I mean, anything can happen. It's Thomas and Mack. It'll be interesting to see. But, yeah, you know, the projected world standings, in the team rope, and like I said, they're projecting on the header side. They're projecting Driggers, Enron Richard, and Eric Rogers. On the heel side, they're projecting Junior, then Jeremy Bueller, then Peyton Bray. This would be the icing on the cake, I think, for Driggers and for Junior. They've been so close so many times and just had it fall apart at the finals that I really think they're going to, put the final nail in the coffin and close the door on it and get their first team roping title. So,
well, we're going to see him lean back tonight if it all comes together.
Oh yeah, he's going to pull back big time tonight.
Well, so I missed a comment when we were talking about the buckles, so I'm going to throw that up. They said during the buckle ceremony they have two in each event made for ties. Oh. So maybe they have two on hand, and anything more than you have to wait for. And then along the lines of the team roping, and I think this was on everybody's mind also, let's talk about that crossfire. Didn't we just talk about a crossfire not being in no time, but it being like added time?
It's 30 seconds. Joe just doesn't know what he's talking about. The highest paid color commentator on there doesn't know the rules, but
30 seconds.
Again, he's called me out twice on personal text. So he and I got a little deal going. He said, he's going to be all up in my business if I ever show up in Vegas. And I told him that him and Chris Smith started it. So they don't want me to show up in Vegas because then there'd be no reason for Joe Beaver to be there.
So let's talk about the crossfire. Who somebody else is asking what crossfire? Who was it? Do you know what team it was?
Oh, let me go back and look.
Who was it last night? We got the crossfire.
Eric Rogers, Peyton Bray. And that was he was getting him, in the switch. Steer was not moving forward out of the switch there.
Gotcha.
So he fast round
forward motion.
It's got to be that forward motion. It can't be in the switch right there. And that was a fast round. And so they were just trying to be fast right there. But, and that's such a tough call, especially like us watching on television or somebody sitting in the stands. You've got to look at it. It's hard to, but from the perspective of the judge where they're sitting, what they're seeing. And it's such a judgment call. And I thought they were consistent with what they called all week for the crossfire.
Yeah. So just to make sure that everybody maybe that doesn't understand, the steer has to change direction and begin forward momentum. Like they have to start going that way.
Yes.
Do they have to?
They can't switch, and you can't rope them as they're switching. They've got to actually hit and be moving forward.
Okay.
Is that so? It won't be considered a crossfire.
And again, like we've talked about this before, like replay cameras would really help in this situation. And this is how rodeo works. Right. We don't do replay cameras.
No,
it is completely at the judge's discretion. Within those 2 seconds, they make that call. That's the call.
Right. That's a call. That's it. And it's hard because there's so many team roping associations. You got the World Series, you've got USTRC, and each association has their own version of crossfire. Some of them, as long as the head's turned, as long as the head rope's on the turn, the healer can go off and heal them. And a lot of these young kids, like Peyton Bray and those guys, they've grown up taking that shot and learning how to do that at jackpots. And, like I say, it was a fast round. They were 3-9 with him crossfire. So they're 33.9. He's trying to win something, but I thought it was a good call. So
I thought I heard one time, was it, I don't know if you ever heard this, that Ricky Green was the reason the crossfire came about.
Yeah, Ricky Green from out here in California was the reason the crossfire rule came into place, because his header would rope and he would just pull him behind and heal him before the header even turned him. And he revolutionized it, and that's why they put the rule in. So
when was that? Give us a time frame.
Had to be in the 70s, 60s, 70s sometime. It's probably 70s. Okay. And it's just like any sport where time is a factor. People try to find the quickest way to shave time off. And I guess if you want to be fast, just heal him before your header heads him, flag him then. Yeah. So just get faster and faster.
Well, it's just like man, there's added rules for everything. I mean, just like at the college finals, it has to be a bell collar catch. Okay?
Right.
That wasn't always the case. And
Well, I think
in the goat tying too, like sometimes horses would cross the line of the rope, no big deal. Or they would, I mean, that didn't used to be a thing. So new rules are brought in as the sport progresses.
Well, as the sport evolves and progresses, rules are brought in and to make competition as fair as possible and keep it as even as possible. I've had a few people text me, want to know when they're going to go to hundreds of seconds to get rid of all these ties. I don't know if they ever will, just because it's been this way forever. But that would cure having to make duplicate buckles.
Yeah,
I was asked that just this morning to eliminate the 4-way split in the steer wrestling.
I think people like to see 4 bulldoggers try to get on 2 horses and ride around the arena. They're never going to go to hundreds.
Well, in the buckle ceremony, you got 4 bulldoggers, and they've each brought 20 people, all try to squeeze into that picture. That's kind of entertaining, also.
Oh, I love it.
I will say Cody Johnson made an appearance last night at the buckle presentation. He's team roping down there.
Yeah, he's team roping the World Series. Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I'm a big fan of country music artists that actually know what they're singing about because they've lived it and done it.
They actually live it, and that's pretty cool.
All right, Saddle Bronc riding. Oh, do you have any predictions
about the team roping?
Yeah,
I think Junior and Caleb are going to go out, probably be 4-2, 4-3 today, make a solid run, place in the top 4 in the round, hold their spot in the average, win the world. I think Andrew Ward, Buddy Hawkins, they make another solid run today, a 5-second run, and they set a new NFR arena record. That's kind of my prediction. It was what I'm predicting, but what I'm hoping for too. Those guys, Andrew and Buddy, I think they won the Rams Circuit Finals this year. They rope great. They've been roping great all year, and they're kind of the behind the scenes story now with this world title race going on there. They're not really in the hunt for it, but what they're doing and what they've done for the last 9 days has been really impressive. To hold your composure and have 10 seconds to set the NFR team roping record. That's pretty cool. So that's kind of my prediction. I think you're going to see Clay Smith and Jade Corkill. They're going to try to be 3 flat, going out, not placing last night, being another steer down, kind of, I think, take them out of the world title race. Rin Richard, he's not going to back off either. I mean, they've got an outside shot. They're going to need Caleb and Junior to really stub their toe. Rin and Jeremy are going to need a lot to happen. But that's my prediction is Caleb and Junior, your world title winners, and Buddy Hawkins, Andrew Ward, you're going to be your average champions.
Here, this is funny. Maybe.
True.
Maybe.
Well, it does. I mean, when you go to the 100, it does what he's saying, I believe, is it's hard to get human factor involved.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and that's what somebody
it's not
shared,
just the flagger.
I've seen a picture
you got the timers
on Facebook where somebody had a picture of somebody already coming across the line, like getting it out of their hand, their header, and what's on the back, like 0.1 is on the.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of human stuff going on there, eye-hand reaction, and there's a lot of things happening. And
the flagger's got to drop his flag. Timer's got to stop their time. Like, there's a lot of 100%, lots of human.
About the calf roping where the dude has got his hands in the air and the flagger's in the background with his hands still up, and
right,
yeah. There's a lot of things, and this is the sport. Like,
this is rodeo. This is what rodeo is.
it's going to be a little different than some other things. Hey, so how's y'all? You haven't mentioned how your pro fantasy teams are going.
I haven't looked in 3 days.
I fired them all.
Yeah.
I didn't even do a team this year. That's what you guys would be saying. What team?
I keep saying I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play next year. I'm going to play next year. I'm mad.
Whatever.
But yeah,
See you
but my
next year.
opinion is this is the only rodeo I ever enter anymore. So I'll enter it a couple of times because I spend money on entry fees the rest all year long on these two boys.
Yeah.
So now this is my.
No, this one's yours.
Yeah, this is the one I get to play.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, now Saddle Brunk.
Well, Brody Cress kind of made a statement last night, didn't he?
Yes.
He did. So he was on the pre-show too, talking about the horse, and he's well spoken. He did a good job in front of the camera. That's the impressive thing, is that some of these guys get pretty nervous, and some of the rookies don't. Maybe they're not used to being in front of the camera, but they represent our sport well.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've noticed with a lot of these younger guys. And it might be the ones, because of college rodeo and high school rodeo and interviewing more, they're learning how to, get in front of the camera, feel comfortable in front of the camera, and, not taking a shot at them. But that year Spencer Wright won the world, in 2014, you could tell he wanted no place in front of that camera after every round win. And just to watch, Stetson and Ryder and Rusty and, they've all
Brody.
realized it's part of the business of rodeo, and
it is now.
It
definitely is now.
And Brody, last night and watching these guys,
that was a beautiful ride.
Oh,
poetry in motion.
Outstanding ride.
What's their projections?
They're projecting Brody to be the world champion. They let me see.
I hope so.
Let's see here.
Go to the draw here in a minute.
Yep. So
I'm trying to find it, but
they're projecting Brody to be your world champion. Round number 10, I can tell you here.
All I found was the horses' numbers, and I don't know all the horses' numbers that well.
So Stetson Wright's got Vital Licks, Ricky Bobby. Brody Crest has got Flirtatious of Brookman Rodeo. And Ryder's got Toma Joe of High Low Pro Rodeo.
Who has Virgil?
Let's see here. Where's Virgil? Oh, I don't see Virgil out. Yeah, they don't have Virgil out right now.
Oh, they were in the eliminator pin. Yeah, him and yeah, they were, because they were rerides the first time, and him and Killer B. Dang it. Yep. Well, I'm going to say Ryder probably has a good chance at winning the round right there. But who had Flirtatious?
Flirtatious is Brody Cress.
He ought to be all right there. He'll probably be the world champion.
Yep. Yep, that's what they're projecting right there. He's going to be – they're projecting him winning it, and then Ryder, then Stetson, Chase Brooks, Zeke Thurston, the way the top 5 break down. And this will be Brody, if he wins the average, his third time to win the NFR average.
Maybe.
Yeah, that puts him in pretty elite company right there. So
that's crazy. Awesome. Well, I'm pulling for him.
He's been riding great all week. And what really put Ryder behind the 8 ball is being back in that average, Mm-hmm. I think the Ryder buck off 1 or 2, I can't remember. But Ryder's down there. He's winning 5th in the average. So he bucked off 1. He bucked off in the 3rd round, the eliminator pin. So, but
all right,
like I say, it's down to a 1-header in that one too. Because like you say, it's somebody stubs their toe, it opens the door for the guy that's right there. So. Mm-hmm. Tie down rope.
All right, calf rope.
Well, what about Caleb Schmidt last night? Just 8-2 on a runner, wins another 4,300, has commanding lead in the average, and just just every 3 years or so, two or 3 years, he just shows up at the finals. When's the average going to win the world? So that round last night got pretty fast. Haven Medjid 7-3. I was needing that. He's on my fantasy team. So Duff Cooper 7-4.
Yeah, but he's kind of had a tough week.
Haven, yeah, he's
got a chance.
He still has a chance though. That's the thing. He's got a shot.
Like the last half of the rodeo though.
Yes.
That just goes to show, like, the last half of the rodeo, he kind of showed up.
It's all kind of started clicking for him. I mean, yeah, you can look here. Let's see, Caleb's winning the average, and he's got 5-second lead over Hanchey, then Corey Solomon, then Haven. And Haven won the 9th round, second in the 8th round, won the 7th round, second in the 6th round. So he in the last 4 rounds, he's won first or second. Then he placed in 3rd in round 2 and 4th in round 3. So he hasn't placed in only 3 rounds. So it seems like he's had an off finals, but he's kind of.
But he hasn't
quietly just been
quiet. Yeah.
Money. So he's got an outside shot, but like I say, they're projecting that it's going to be Caleb Schmidt, and which he's you don't want to say fitting because all those guys are well deserving being there. But after last year's deal where he had to sit out of the finals because of positive COVID test and everything, it's nice to see him come back and have this kind of finals. So
yeah,
I'm going to stay tonight in the. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, the way I have my Christmas tree set up, I can't see it from the stove when I'm cooking dinner. So I pop my head back around the tree, and somebody's riding out. Like, what happened? Somebody just posted, talk about them turning Shad's calf out. I missed it. What happened?
So last night, boy, it seemed like they got a little trigger happy on telling them guys, take these calves now or run the extras. Haven had a good calf. That calf kind of wanted to lay down, and we've seen it in 2 other rounds, and they've kind of let the guys get him up. And so they must have been getting some heat from production. And you see him right over to Haven, like, you either take him or you're running the extra. And Haven, they get him up, get him pushed, and he makes a run. And then Shad, his calf, 4 or 5 later, same deal. And I didn't think they gave Shad long enough either. And then he's got to run the extra.
It didn't seem like they gave him very long.
No, then he's got to run the extra.
And the extra
didn't start, and he breaks the barrier. So I know we've all produced rodeos, and production is very important, and timing is everything. But on the biggest stage in the world, when they're running at 27,000 a night, this guys' livelihoods. I think they've got to take into account just a little bit more, give them a chance on what they've drawn.
This is where I get frustrated because, yes, production is important. Yes, we want to be on time. And these guys have been running their butts off all year for this. Like, on one hand, you've got people saying this is about the Cowboys. It's all about the contestants. It's all about the contestants. And then you see something like this happen and you're like, oh, but is it? Is it really all about the contestants? So, I mean, that did cost him. That calf hadn't been run based on what Jeff said. He didn't know where he was going, and he didn't start hard. And it
cost him a shot at 27,000, And so, I kind of felt like, boy, they all of a sudden we're down to the last 2 perfs, and now, okay, you take him. You take him. You've had 10 seconds. Take him. And like I said, that's why I'm probably sitting here and not judging and producing the NFR.
Not on the production team.
Yeah, not on the production team, but
there's got to be a happy medium between getting them run through fast and giving them an honest chance to make a good run.
Yeah.
There must be something in the air, and it must have been in the air before the rodeo last night, because a former bull rider that's done well at one time in his life, he had a deal on Facebook here. And it says, Tommy's taking as long in the chute as the bull riders are and less dramatic. Can we imagine 2 or 3 people barking at the header as he waits for the steer to get his head turned? That's him, man. There you go. Nod your head. Put him on the clock. He's just going to get worse. And he says, can you hear Joe Beaver bragging how he used to just back in there and nod? I want to see someone taking a steer laying down, like the peer pressure on Freckles back in the day.
In the rough,
If you don't
on the
nod
rough
your
side,
bull or calf when he's laying down, you ain't no cowboy.
Oh,
That's from a former bull rider.
So, okay, maybe because I'm predominantly a timey. Okay, 100% a timey. Maybe I don't notice it. Have they been taking longer?
I don't think it's been bad.
no, it's. I mean, what I've noticed,
There's always been an argument.
yeah. I mean, and I don't like I don't like it when they do it to the rough stock riders. All right, he's
Yeah.
good, he's ready. No, he's still leaning. You can see he's leaning on him or he's smashing him in there. He's not ready. And you know, it's like I say, you want him right in any event, but oh hey, I'm on an 1,800-pound bull. I'll take him, yeah, when he's got the advantage. I don't think so. And it's just
Especially at this level.
yeah, when it
Now, like I was watching Garrett Shadbolt last night, and it looks like he's in position. From what I could tell, the horse is standing good, and just something looking at his face is almost like he don't want to nod.
yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm serious. It's almost like he's sitting there going,
Like,
Talking himself into it.
you know.
Do it. No, do it.
So there
No.
comes a point where you're like, okay, you know, you've seen the little kid at the Little Britches rodeo that is getting on for the first time on the junior steer, and he's crying. His dad's like, "You're gonna do this, and you're gonna like it," you know. And but
you're gonna be good at this, damn it.
I just got a text message that said they were pushing hard on Brody last night too to nod his face.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, they were. You know, here's my deal. Number one, if you're in the calf roping tonight, especially the calf roping, I would take the time at this level and on this stage. I would take the time tonight to look at what the extra is and know what he is.
Yep.
Mhm.
Just in case. And maybe the first go round, you might want to do that from now on.
Yeah.
I mean, all the mental preparation, all the things we do in the practice pen these days, and maybe even at the high school finals. It happened at the high school finals a few years ago. Somebody had to run the extra. And, you know, everybody goes, you go watch them videos of, you know, the previous runs on these cattle. Maybe it's time we start doing that, spend a little extra, spend that other $5 to watch the extras run, just to have another game plan, just in case. You never know.
Well, and that's a good point, especially at these larger shows. As a contestant, when you know that production is part of the show and you know they're going to be pushing on you to nod your face on both ends of the arena, it's just one extra step. Do your due diligence and be ready for that. We do have a few comments I want to pop up here. Wacy Munsell says Brody is notorious for taking forever in the box everywhere. Well, and that comes into play too. Like the guys that are pushing on him, they know who
gets in and gets out, who
is notorious for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I had a steer one night when I was still going, and I was kind of busted up and was sore, and I back in there to run the steer, and he was laying down doing something funky, and the line judge says, he says, "Jimbo, you want the extra?" And I'm like, yeah,
yeah, please, I'll take him.
Because Trell Atmeyer had got mauled by the steer just the week before. I seen Trell, and I'm like, I'm busted up. My ribs are sore. I have no business, you know. I'm not gonna, you know. And I didn't know what the extra was, but he was gonna be better than that one. I promise.
Yeah, I'll take him.
But
that worked out.
The other thing on this point, huh?
You did your research.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what the extra was, but he was better than that one I had, I promise you. The other thing is, them judges, if they're going to do that, they need to have a better game plan. It's almost like they walked over, all right, this ain't working, guys, so he's laying down in there, and if he don't get up, you're going to have to. Well, how long did you waste standing there in front telling me what they already know, what y'all told them at the contestant meeting early in the week, because I guarantee you they told them that. I've sat through many of them. And so, in my opinion, and then they didn't get out of the way. Like the push man probably got the calf right, and everything was ready, but you have a judge standing in the way.
Well,
So
that was
they need to
Should
have
have
a better
nodded,
game plan
ran him over.
tonight. And
you could tell Haven, he was ready to smoke the judge. He's like, okay, he's getting right. I'm taking this calf. Move.
Yeah.
So I would say tonight and down the road, they need to have a different game plan. And I don't want to say just definite, here you go, you're done. But I don't know, just standing in front of the box talking about it didn't seem to. It's almost like they made it worse,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. There, I feel better.
Oh, somebody was asking if a grievance can be filed. Can a grievance be filed? I mean, if you're going to file a grievance, you got to pull up right then, or something has to happen right then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there's no grievance. I mean, it's that,
especially if it's a ground rule.
Yeah.
Like they knew coming in it was going to be in and out.
Yeah, they want you in.
Like Jim Boy said, like let's have a set policy or ground rule, like what happens if, and how does it get to that point? I mean, now we're kind of back talking about the concussion protocol. What is the concussion protocol? Like, let's write some stuff down and just be more specific so everybody knows and we're all playing on the same game.
Yeah, everybody's on the same playing field. So we can go on about this.
Like an automatic shoot. Like once your horse's butt first hits the back of the box, the timer starts on the lap.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
If there's a clock, right? Like in football,
just be ready for it to open.
And it's counting down. You can see it. I mean, it's mounted right there to where 5, 4, 3, 2, and by 0, the gate's open. Yeah.
Go.
I don't care if he's laying down, upside down, whatever. He's yours.
You had the same amount of time in the box.
Yeah.
That's funny. That could change the game.
For everybody that took me serious on that point, I'm sorry you don't understand my humor.
Wait, I'm writing that rule down. I want them to implement it. I think it would be awesome.
Maybe I need to start another Gmail account, nfrhangover@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got another question. Don't they have that in the rough stock? 3 attempts and you get a re-ride. So if a calf lays down 3 times, you get the extra? I don't know that it's that specific.
It's not that specific. And I'll just go ahead and say this, since this is our show, and Joe Beaver is making comments on the South Point stage last night about some things, and so I'm like, okay. So anyhow, I'll just say this, and hate me if you want. I kind of wonder if the push man that everybody's so high on, and whatever, if he's not crowding them calves too much too quick, and if that's not part of it.
That's
one steer wrestler. Like, he's pushing hard, because when that steer came out, he was like down in the ground. He had fallen forward.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know that that's what is supposed to happen.
I was thinking the same thing though, Jim Boy, about that too, because even in the team rope, and them steers are throwing their head up, and they're really fighting in there. And I mean, I think that a pusher, it's not always shoving them. You're in there, you get them looking, and you sometimes you don't even have to have a lot of pressure on them. Just get them looking. Yeah. They're going to start, and it just looks like sometimes they're kind of getting crowded in there. And I've really noticed it in the team roping and even in this bulldogging, because those steers are big. There's not a lot of room in those chutes. And then
that's a big guy too.
And you put somebody in there behind them.
Patient shoot.
But yeah, I was wondering the same thing. And that's what we try to teach, the kids, the high school rodeos, when they're helping push. You don't have to get in there and just cram them to the front. You just let them know you're there. And yeah, it's more finesse than it is brute force when it comes to being a pusher. So I'm not trying to say anything against the gentleman that's pushing, because it's probably a thankless job to push 45 head every night for 10 nights, 450 head of. It's got to be nice and warm inside that building right there. So.
There was a college rodeo one time, and the hosting coach put in the ground rules. I can't remember if he furnished the tail man, pusher, or whatever, but he says, you will not touch the I think it's just the team roping, but like you can't grab the tail, and they didn't let anybody all weekend long.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I think we've kind of beat around that a little bit all week, but
oh,
so true.
What's next?
All right, where are we
barrel
at?
racing.
Barrel racing? Dang. I really, really wish they would do the ghost cam with Jordan Briggs's horse.
I sent a message. We'll see if it happens or not.
Who did they do last night? Jordan Briggs and Haley Kinsel from an earlier round because they ran the exact same time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool too, but I just want to see, mainly for my own personal benefit, but that horse is so dang consistent. It is the exact same run.
Oh, and he's
I love it.
He's like a
and
rope
he's what, 5? Yeah,
something like that. And he's a rope horse futurity champion too, head horse. So yeah,
nice.
But yeah,
I'm excited.
Her being out when she was last night, you knew she was going to be fast.
Well, I even told Josh, man, I wonder if she's going to set a new record because she's just getting faster and faster. I mean, she didn't, but
she's just I tell you, the other horse, I like that lemon drop of Stevie Hillman's. That little yellow horse.
Wrote that down.
There's no wasted motion. It's 100 miles an hour, full throttle forward. It was, pretty good round last night.
And like one of the things that we talk about when you're running barrels and training a barrel horse is that you've got to keep that forward momentum and you got to keep running around the barrel. So if you've got to slow down to turn, you're losing speed. Yeah. And there's a lot of horses that have to run by because they come back around wide or they come back strong. However, but that little horse, like, I think she goes faster around the barrel.
It's like when she gets a barrel, she picks up speed. It's like she accelerates in and out.
She's fun to watch. She's like really fun to watch.
Yeah. It's like she's using the barrel as orbit. It's gravitational orbit shooting out of there.
I love it. This has been really fun to see the different horses. And listen, I'm a Haley fan, but I also liked that there are other names at play this year.
What did Haley win 6 of the 10 rounds in Arlington last year? Probably. This year, Jordan Briggs and Stevie Hillman splitting last night.
Emily, Stevie.
There's, you're starting to see these other names, different people up there on that stage. So. Yeah. But they're projecting that Jordan Briggs is going to be your world champion. That's what they've got projected right now. So it's she's got about a 3-second lead, I think, in the average over Haley. Yeah, we see
with
here.
one tip barrel. So Jordan's the only one that hasn't tipped.
Yes.
Is that clearly my memory is going bad? Is that normal? Aren't there usually a couple of more ladies that have clean runs?
Generally 5 or 6 at least.
Yeah, usually, I mean 4, 5, 6 that are clean. But yeah, this is so yeah.
Monty Turley says, "Don't jinx her." No kidding.
Something else true. I thought was neat yesterday was Christy Peterson got to town. She hadn't even been there all week. She gets down. They had her on the picnic show or whatever they call that.
Mm-hmm.
The tailgating show.
Picnic.
and then
close.
But to see her now, from what I have ingrained in my memory of what she looked like, if she had come walking through the trade show, you wouldn't know that was Christy Peterson. I mean, it's been so long since we've seen her, and I just think she's some other lady. And then I watched the buckle deal this morning from last night, and she just hung back in the back. Like they had to bring her to the front, like, get up here, come up here, and, let everybody see you. But to me, that says a lot about her this is my daughter's time, this is her moment. And I'm willing
so I would say
too the night before, she didn't even go to the buckle presentation. She said, I was a tired granny. I took the granny and went to the room, and everybody else went to the buckle presentation.
There's probably a lot of people that don't even know that connection.
Yeah.
I did not know it till last night when they were interviewing Jordan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't.
And she said, you got to ride Bozo.
Yeah,
and I
you
was
grew
like,
up on
what?
Bozo, and my wife Charlotte's like,
What?
put it together. She's like, wow, and I'm like, she goes, you know that? I'm like, nope, I had no idea. and so that's pretty cool though, and that would be a pretty cool story, you know, mother-daughter world champions, you know, different eras, different time frames. There's some really cool stories shaping up tonight.
I would love to have her on. I mean, so Bozo was like the horse that I watched growing up, and Christy Peterson, he just was so solid. A bigger horse, didn't really look like a barrel horse. Like, I don't know. I looked up to them a lot.
Well, it's not funny. It's sad because it shows the state of our sport and how well we don't bring our champions of the past forward for the youth to follow. But there it is.
Okay, so that is Emily Miller-Beisel sitting on Bozo at the Little Britches Finals in Colorado Springs a long time ago. This was a deal Emily put on Facebook. This was 20 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. 2001, Little Britches Finals in Colorado Springs. Christy Peterson turned what was a cool moment into a lifelong memory. I'll cherish forever when she threw me on the back of Bozo. If you had told my 9-year-old self that in 20 years I'd be running at the NFR with Jordan, her daughter Jordan, I'd have said no way. But dreams do come true. Kindness is a virtue, and hard work pays off.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
That's really cool, man.
Imagine getting your ass kicked by Bozo and Jordan at a junior rodeo back in the day.
Hey, oh, cool. Hey, look, Bozo's here. Hey, awesome.
Great.
But no, that's good.
Hopefully someone else learned that. Maybe somebody else out there didn't realize that Jordan was Christy's daughter.
Well, that's like I was saying. I mean, I wish our sport did a better job of honoring our past champions and stuff, because my 14-year-old daughter, who's Bozo and who's Christy Peterson, you know? And I'm like,
whoa.
I feel like a very, very bad father of a rodeo child that you did not know that, you know? Do you know who Charmaine is? Who? Sherry? I mean, oh my gosh. There was barrel races before Haley Kinzel and Emily. I mean, it's social media.
Okay, sit down. We need to talk.
Yeah.
Since I'm on Facebook right now, can you see this? Danny Reagan posted that. The way you feel getting to Vegas, the way you feel leaving Vegas.
Oh my God. That's
before and after.
Sorry, I need to get off Facebook.
Oh, now I'm like face stalking people. All right.
I got all emotional talking about, but that's pretty cool, you know.
Very cool. That's very cool. And like I say, she's poised to win the world. They're predicting her to win the world this year. So that, like I said, that would just be a cool story. Until last night, I had no idea that it was Christy's daughter. That's, but that's cool in a sense that she's forging her own path, you know, and that's, building her own brand. So I would just love to have that horse as a head horse. That's a horse.
I'll make a prediction for next year.
Okay.
Next year.
Some people might laugh. I predict Danielle Campbell to be back at the NFR on a horse owned by Felicia Otis Taylor. How's that? There's very few people out there that know all them names, but Felicia Otis went to the NFR when she was 12, 13, 10, I don't know. Married to Chris Taylor that grew up here at Lakin, and they have Danielle riding a gray horse at the Futurities that's doing well. So there might be another Futurity horse right there that might go on the road next year. I don't know.
Might be Thomas and Mac Bound.
Could be. All right.
Let's talk about some bull riding.
A little bull stomping. Braden Richardson with broken ribs, 89 points, wins the round.
Good for him.
He makes me eat my words. he, I said yesterday, when you're that hurt, maybe you just need to set out, and then he comes back and rides.
Kicks
Now,
it.
I will say this: there's probably a lot of people out there that will say, if he's hurt that bad, he shouldn't have rode because he got Dusty hurt. I'm going to say Dusty didn't look at it that way. I'm going to say Dusty would say, and a lot of bullfighters say they're there to do that job regardless. And this is a freak deal. It's a bad deal.
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else. There's assumed risk with what he does also. So I don't know that anybody can take the blame for that. Goodness. I'm sure that he's feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, it was Dusty got in there like he always does, and just kind of a freak deal happened. And you could tell right away that Dusty was hurt.
Yeah. Monty said, yeah, ribs really aren't that big of a hurt for bull riders. Don't they all ride with that anyways?
Monty, you had more cushion than most bull riders.
Oh.
Don't be running off our viewers.
Monty rodeoed for me back in the day. I can say.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay.
You should hear some of the stuff that was said in our van at times.
Probably. Oh, he said not then, just now. He has extra cushion now. Don't we all?
So for those that don't know, I think he did break his tibia and fibula, and they operated on him.
They did say it was an open fracture, which means that it was something sticking out.
Probably. You couldn't really tell. Jayden had a pretty good, some kind of Snapchat or somebody shared this morning that had a really good shot of it that the TV didn't ever show last night. But
thank goodness.
He had high enough socks on or whatever, you couldn't really tell. But
when they did that replay, the save of the night, and you were looking for it, you could kind of see you could see where it was offset.
Yeah.
You had to be looking for it.
But yeah, you like you say, you once you knew what you were looking for, you could kind of see it there. And you know what, Dusty, from the time at the college finals, I mean, he's just been a staple, a cowboy lifesaver, and one of the very best of all times. And you just wish him quick recovery and hope he heals up and gets back at it, because he is the floor general out there for those guys.
So as far as tonight, for those wondering, what I think I know is Nate Justice just landed in Vegas this morning, and we'll be there. We'll be suited up. Do what?
Is that your dog singing in the background?
Yeah, the train just went by, and when the train goes by, the dogs that are outside can't take it, so they get to singing. But yeah, Nate Justice will probably be suited up tonight. I don't know if he will start out in the arena, from what I'm being told. I don't know why, but from what I'm being told, he's just going to be standing outside the gate, and they will just have the 2-man crew. I don't know why he can't, because I know he's worked with them other two before that'll be out there, but that's what
I actually wrote that down last night. There's alternates for everything. Alternate announcers, alternate music directors, alternate barrelmen. So I wondered if they had backup, like a backup.
It's funny, I don't understand, and I'm sure it's a weird situation. I don't know. But it seems to me like all week long you see the alternate barrelman. I assume Gizmo is the alternate barrelman because I've seen him standing just outside the gate several nights during the bull ride. Mm-hmm. They have the alternate barrelman standing there, not dressed up, which I think once upon a time they did have the alternate barrelman standing there with makeup on and everything.
Yeah, I know they used to, yeah.
But so they have the alternate barrelman standing there, but they have to fly the alternate bullfighter in. So, which I'm sure there's 20 bullfighters in the stands that are quite capable of jumping in there.
They were ready to go, yeah.
All they got to have me. If they had me there with my flag whip, I do a pretty good job with flag whip, but in the practice pen.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
So Greg Gerard is
I have pretty
asking.
good timing of sending my flag whip, just to give them guys enough time to distract the bull, because
to give him a brief second.
We've had Doug Munsell bring fighting bulls to our practice pen to get on. So.
Well, that's always fun for someone.
So,
yeah, Monty makes fun of me. Monty's making fun of me about getting hooked by a muley one time. We had a bull called Poison. That was it Poison? I can't remember. Anyhow, I got rolled around one night in the indoor. I had my chinks on and everything, and yeah.
So Greg was
I haven't heard anything about how the surgery went.
I sent a couple messages, but we'll see if we get anything back by the end of the broadcast.
Yeah, Heidi was wanting Dusty to be on the show this morning. I don't know why he couldn't join us this morning, but I did chuckle at Donnie Gay's comment. He broke his leg. He'll get it fixed. He'll be back. He'll be all right.
Yeah, let's go. Next.
All right, run the next one in. We got somebody. Let's go. Oh.
Lacey says JJ Harrison was alternate barrel man. Those bulls bucked.
Okay, so I was wrong on who the alternate was, but yeah, them were some buckers.
Oh, Lacey said there's a long story on the alternate bullfighter. Well, type it out. Let's hear it. Just kidding.
Get in trouble, Lacey.
Yeah,
you get enough trouble as it is. We're already on their screen. They're watching us.
We're on their radar. Easy. Speaking of JB, I mean, he split that first round with Kai Hamilton, and then he gets his bell rung, but now he's got a torn groin, is what they've come out and said. You can tell he just can't grip with his leg. So,
well, pulled and torn is a whole different story.
Yeah. Well, and they said that's why he sat out the last month or 6 weeks of the season, is because of that groin. Got it as healed up as could be, but then when that wreck happened in round 2, that he tore it again. So Sage, it was good to see Sage tap off last night, and like I said, they're predicting him to win the world now. The average, I thought Parker Bredding was walking away with it, but both he and Josh Frost both got 6 covered. Sage has got 5 covered, but he'd have to be 100 points tonight on his 6th one, and Parker Bredding to buck off for them to tie. So it's going to come down to Parker Bredding and Josh Frost for your average in the bull riding. And Parker's got about a 30-some point lead over Josh, but if Parker bucks off and Josh covers, he'll have 7 road versus 6. So it's a one-header for your average in the bull riding. Stetson and Sage they're predicting Sage to win the world. He's your projected world champion. With Stetson the runner-up, but like I say, Stetson goes out and wins the round tonight, and Sage bucks off. Stetson leapfrogs him to a spot in the average. I mean, it's all coming down to tonight's rodeo. And let's see. Stetson's got Mr. Clean of Big Stone. Let's see. Sage has got Greeley Hatworks Centerfold to Survey. So
I'm going to show this because I think it's funny. If he would have had Dale Brisby pull his rope, it would have gone better.
Pow, old son.
If my son starts calling me old son, it's over. Oh, that's better than Joe, though.
Well, it comes down to tonight or that $500 added rodeo that they went to and won 500 at one time, or did two maybe.
I mean, it's like I say, so Stetson's got Mr. Clean, and Sage has got Greeley Hatworks Centerfold. So it's a one-header for the world title, and it's a one-header for the average.
Man, again, another event that comes right down to this round.
Josh Frost has got top shelf of Powder River. And let's see. And where's it at? Where Parker Bredding's got War Cry of Big Stone Rodeo. So Like I said, I don't know. I know their names. That's all I know. I don't know.
That Top Shelf's the only one that I can really say I've watched, and he bucks.
Yeah.
So tonight's the TV pin, the buckers, the goodies. Is Chiseled out tonight?
Let's see here. Mr. Clean, Midnight Rider. Yeah. Yep, Chiseled. Braden Richardson's got Chiseled tonight.
So, not that I'm not listening
I'll
to
just
you.
he will not go to the South Point stage tonight.
He's not gonna repeat.
Well, nobody's going. They don't do the buckle ceremony.
I know. I've always thought that's crazy. Even if you had a bad week, you finally tap off the 10th round. I get a go around buckle. We'll mail it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna give average buckles and world titles here. So just go on. Just thank you. Here's your $27,000 check. Your buckle.
Yeah, just imagine if you are that kid right there, and he didn't say he fell off last night. He didn't ride or win nothing all week long. He's hurt. He's busted up. Then he rides Chiseled tonight. I mean, say he goes 95 points. And they're like, yeah, thanks.
It's like, thank you. Golf clap.
It's all about
the other way. We got to crown an average champion.
Thanks for playing.
Next.
I'd be over crying.
So
I drive down there anyhow. I
just show up on the stage. I don't care. Nobody's here.
Take a picture.
Wait
for
live interview.
Yeah.
I brought the family up, sir. So this place is closed. Nope. I'm talking. I don't care if nobody's here.
Yeah, that does kind of suck.
Oh.
All right. So I did a little Facebook stalking, and I just found this picture that Justin Rumford posted. Now I got to get it in the camera. Chances of having a good NFR opening: none, and also none.
Yeah, the blue is none, and the yellow is also none.
Also none, but in yellow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I don't like that. Come on.
So I did an opening at my college rodeo a long time ago, and I used to every year back in my younger day, I'd try to come up with something fun, do a little opening in my college rodeo. I have since gotten away from we'll just put on the rodeo. Nobody's going to vote for me for rodeo of the year anyhow. So I did a little opening. We had this mare that was just a sweetheart of a saddle bronc horse mare. I mean, she was awesome. And it's when Tyler Cronkite from Canada was rodeoing for me, a good bronc rider from Canada. And so we kind of did I don't remember how all we did it. We had kind of a dark house, which this is in a barn, pretty much a roping barn, indoor barn, pretty much. But turned the lights down. I had a kid over with my spotlight. Then I just used checking cows, and Pitchfork was her name, that horse. And she always just kind of come right out and kind of went over that left fence and circled right around real nice. Well, we thought, man, it's going to go great, but we never bucked her in the dark in there.
Oh,
she didn't hit it real hard, but she did kind of hit the fence. Yep, Pitchfork remembers her. But we
she did hit the fence.
It was a pretty cool little opening though. But yeah, you got to be careful bucking horses in the dark.
That's a song right there. That's a country western song.
It is.
Horses in the dark. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
I did. Kylie Fry, does she sing the national anthem tonight? I think that's. I can't remember, but she sang a song yesterday on the picnic deal, the tailgate show. She sang that song about wild horse, something about wild horse, something. But anyhow, it's pretty cool. They played that song at Craig Latham's funeral, so you can just imagine, just picturing Craig and listening to that song. It was pretty cool. So
that's pretty cool.
If anybody gets a chance, pull up that Kylie Fry. They kind of interviewed her yesterday there. I think she was pretty decent little goat tire and kind of gave it up, gave up a rodeo deal and to go chase her career singing. And I know she was on a stage out there somewhere the other day singing somewhere, but I think she does the national anthem tonight. I could be wrong, but anyhow.
So the one last night was the national contest where you submit your video and you listen. I did submit a video once. I didn't get very far.
How about the guy that wanted to sing it during the buckle presentation with the Bulldoggers last night? I think he was half blitzed. And
yes,
like, hey,
and he appeared like maybe he didn't know that was coming.
And Flint was like, no, we can't.
We're live. We're on live TV. We can't do that.
And the guy wasn't going to do very good. But I think in his mind, he does a pretty bang up job.
That's all that counts. You do you.
If you got to be a legend in your own mind before you can be a legend anywhere else. You got to start here.
I always used to tell my mom, because we would watch like American Idol, and I'd be like, "Don't let me be like one of those people that thinks I'm really good. Like, don't build me up if I sound like crap. I don't want to do that."
Oh, I used to love watching American Idol when they do the bad ones. Oh.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that come in with the most confidence. Like, they have so much confidence, and then they don't. Then they get bashed. So I always told my family, like, don't tell me that I'm any good, because I don't want to show up somewhere and sing and have that happen to me.
So who told you were good? Well, my mom. Well, she has to because she loves you.
She lied.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it hasn't been too bad. So hopefully they save the best for tonight.
I really was hoping it was going to be Austin Whaler back when they bucked on Spring.
Yeah.
Because that song, I heard it, when it came out, they posted on Facebook, I shared it. That's a cool song. It fits the mode, kind of like his, Las Vegas Gold song. You know what? Bring Las Vegas Gold back at least. That's something to pump a crowd up. I'd rather listen to him sing that 10 nights in a row to open the rodeo than, don't get me wrong, Jamie Johnson, you should have seen it in color, was probably one of the better ones that we've had. I wasn't, the rye whiskey guy the other night. I wasn't. I wasn't.
It was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I guess Austin's new
it's
song
hard to
didn't
sing a
come
cappella.
out.
Oh, maybe it didn't. Come out.
But if I was in charge, I'd have bumped somebody else.
Yeah, I'd have damn sure got him there. Once again, if they would let us be in charge, think of how great the rodeo would be.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I got some Wyoming love up in here. Chancey Williams.
Yes.
The world needs more cowboys.
Yeah.
And even if Chancey's just a recording, but as long as Brooks up there playing the fiddle, that's all I care about.
We also talked about that this week. So Monty says that song is 20 years old. All right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been around a while.
It's a good one though.
It is a good one.
Hat.
That's only 20 years old? Ish.
I still like bucking horses in the dark.
I do. I feel like we're onto something.
Uh-huh.
We'll work on that. I'll have some friends collaborate with me.
Tony, I just got your text message.
I go big. When I go big, I go big.
I want to say something.
I'm keeping that close to the vest. Oh, only my close friends and you guys on Facebook know. Hey, I've always known I have positive vibes all day long, 24/7.
Spoiler alert.
There's
Spoiler alert.
Watching right now, anyhow. So.
I was trying to message everybody I know about Dusty's surgery. So I'm going to send one more message and see if I can find something out. Monty says yeah, bucking horses in the dark, produced in the van, driving to spring college rodeos. Man, that could get wild in a minute.
Real fast, real fast.
None of them kids ride with me in the van anymore. We used to have a lot of fun. We used to do a lot of stupid stuff, but nobody. Pretty much just me and Brock taking a minivan. We used to take one of them big full size vans, and I think we even lost one in Nagyville at K-State one year. But they just don't know what they're missing out on.
Oh, these kids! Social media, it's really ruined them. They don't understand. Actually, it's probably saved you, Jim Boy, with social media and Instagram and Facebook. I'm just so glad there's no cameras on phones when I was in college rodeo.
Well,
so much.
Like the time when that Durant's college rodeo was out at my brother's house singing the song. Must be that time of the month again. That was a pretty good song. Good thing cell phones weren't around for that night.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness. Well, I sent some messages out. I feel like this needs to be stopped before we go.
I was going to say, all I hear is Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train playing. I feel like we're headed to roll right off the rails here in a minute.
It's on right now. If I hear anything, I will post something. But no, nothing yet. If I hear anything, I'll post it up on the page.
When I first read Susan, Santos, Kendra's.
Yeah.
The way she put it last night, like broke it plumb off.
Yeah. She's like
they go pick it up and like a thumb, like a roper's thumb.
I got it. We're going to put it back on. I read the same thing. I'm like,
we'll fix it.
I'm like, she might have worded that a little. She didn't have a lot of time to think about it.
that was, it broke it plumb off. I'm like, ooh, ouch.
Like the sock was the only thing holding it on, like a bucking horse when it's just the hide holding it on.
Gross.
Oh, all right.
Now we'll have Peter watching us.
Yeah. Hey, anything? What they say? Any eyes on us is eyes on us. That's good.
Yeah. Bad press is good. Any press is good press.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
So share. If you're watching the replay, share us out. So I did have a little goal to break 2,000, and we're pretty close. I think we were at 1875 before today.
Nice.
We've probably lost some.
Oh no, we lost a few, but we're gaining the warped crowd. The warped crowd.
1882. We're at 1882, so we're getting real close.
Well, tomorrow,
all right, you guys. So
tomorrow's a good time for everybody heading home from Vegas to pull us up. So
to
tune in. Yeah. So tomorrow's a good one. We're gonna bring. If you guys didn't watch last year, you should go back and watch Round 10 wrap up last year. We had Mike Greenleaf. It was good. It was fun. It was entertaining, and really, Mike brings a lot more behind the scenes information. Which is kind of what we're going for. So Mike is going to be joining us tomorrow. And I think that's it. Round 10 should be a good rodeo tonight.
It's coming down to a one-header and everything to crown your world champions and your average champions. You couldn't ask for a better script than this. I mean, there's been years where a lot of things have been decided by now. This has been an exciting NFR. I'm not going to lie. It's been fun watching. The Cowboy Channel, they've had their glitches, but they're doing a good job getting it out there. And I mean, that's one thing too. People are like Cowboy Channel need to do this and that. Like I say, this show originated from when we had to watch it on ESPN at 9:00 West Coast time, or West Coast time. And this is it's pretty cool to get to watch all 10 rounds. Not, before you'd watch two team ropers and then they go to break and that was it. So it's been a really cool NFR, and we're going to crown some world champions tonight and talk about it tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Oh, Dayla says that I have been styling the past few days. NFR fashion. What you guys don't know is I'm wearing my sweatpants still. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Oh.
I totally could have, though. I got to pull that off and nobody would have known. We have to go to a basketball game next. So no time.
Enjoy.
Yes. Fourth
I'm gonna
grade
go.
basketball.
I'm gonna go
no
back to the
less.
couch. I'm gonna go back to the couch because that's where I'm gonna be regulated to for a few more days, I think.
I feel that. Yeah, so we're going to watch fourth grade basketball, which I think it's been a little while since you guys have watched fourth grade basketball.
I remember.
It's kind of like watching the NBA, though. The fourth graders probably
about the same amount of defense,
and they act a lot. They act a lot
like,
better than the NBA players.
Yeah, it's about the same amount of defense, anyways.
Oh, I love it.
And rebounding. All right, so my husband's standing here pointing at his clock, so I better get wrapped up. We will catch you guys tomorrow morning for round 10, final NFR wrap up. Yeah, you guys have a good day. Get some rest today, Tony.
I will. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Man, I feel like we kind of drag on, but we got some good stories to tell around here. So you don't want to miss anything. Greg Gerard says, my recliner can't take much more. I feel that. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to this broadcast and this platform, go back. We do a lot of outside the arena interviews. We try to go live every Monday. Doesn't always happen because sometimes it's hard to get coaches. Sometimes it's hard to get contestants. So tune in and please, please, please share. We do have a goal here of reaching 2,000 likes. We have well over 2,000 followers. And it's been fun to kind of bring new content and just a different side of production that maybe you're not getting anywhere else. So special thanks to Cinch Jeans and Shirts, Lead Don't Follow, and also a shout out to Con Williams Studio. Check out their Facebook page, Williams Studio Inc., and their website is conwilliams.com. All right, y'all, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Perfection almost looks easy. But it isn't. Here's to those who go the distance.